Okay, now we need to talk about file extensions. What is the file extension? The file extension is just a part of the name of a file on your computer, but it's a special part of the name of the file because your operating system, in our case Windows, uses that part of the file name to determine how to open the file. What program should it use to open a file? Now, one problem that we have is that Windows thinks your file extension is so special that it shouldn't even show it to you. So let's take a look at how to fix that. First of all, let's open up our code folder that has our little hello.txt file in it, and we're going to change that by clicking View, going to Show, File Name Extensions. And here, now you'll see the file changed from hello to hello.txt. That .txt was always there. Windows was hiding it from you. That's totally fine for noobs. We're looking to become power users. Power users know what their file extensions are and aren't afraid to see them. So with that .txt file extension, Windows thinks this is a text file, so when I double click it, it's going to open it in a program that opens text files. In this case, Notepad. That's cool. That's perfect. That's exactly what this was for. But let's change the contents of this file. Let's make it something else. I'm going to type a little bit of code here, and you can type the same code if you want. So I'm going to type echo off, echo hello world. I told you I can never type hello world right the first time. Pause. And we're going to save that and close the file. We wrote a little bit of code in there, but Windows still thinks this is a text document. So if I double click it again, it's just going to open it right back up in Notepad. That's cool, but what I want to do is change that file extension to something else to tell Windows, this is code. I want you to run it as code, not just open it up in your Notepad. So we can change the file extension by clicking on the file and hitting the F2 key on your keyboard, or you can click on the file and then wait a little bit and then click on the file again, and it'll open up with this little editable box indicating that you can change that. And then we're going to go to the end of the file. By default, it highlights the name of the file that's not the file extension. We're just going to move over a little bit with the arrow keys and change that to .bat instead of .txt, .bat. When I hit enter, that's going to give me this big scary warning. It says, if you change a file name extension, the file might become unusable. Are you sure you want to change it? Yes, I am sure. And this is kind of a bogus warning. If you change the file extension, the only thing that's really going to happen is that Windows might not know what program you should use to open the file. So in our case, this is exactly what we want. We know what we're doing. We're going to click yes. And now if I double click the file, you can notice there's a little change in the icon here. It's no longer the little notepad. Now it's the gears. And if I double click the file now, instead of opening in Notepad, now it opens in a command prompt window because this is now what's called a batch script. .bat is the file extension for a batch script, which is a programming language for Windows that you can use to tell Windows what to do. And it's run it in the command prompt, and you can see it has the hello world that we said. Press any key to continue. If we press a key, the script runs, it finishes, and the window is closed. So that's pretty much it for file extensions. The main things that you need to know, the file extension is just a part of the name of the file. It tells the operating system what program to use to open the file, and you should always have those file extensions visible by going to the View menu, under Show, checking File Name Extensions. Always, 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 power users are going to have their file extensions visible. So that's the basics of file extensions. Remember, changing the extension does not change the contents of the file. It only changes what application your operating system is going to use to open the file.